Yo, 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 what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Nate the Great coming at you with another live. You already know if you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. To all the returning friends and family, you already know it's peace and blessings. Give y'all a little bit of time to tune in. I don't know if the notifications went out, but it is what it is. First things first, TGIF to everybody. Hopefully, everybody's enjoying their Friday nights. Everybody's prepared for the weekend. And if you're going to be out and about this weekend, making sure you on point, making sure you be amongst the right flock. Just be aware of your surroundings. World is kind of tricky today. Appreciate those who tuned into the live earlier this afternoon. Definitely just a good chop up, but also some gems being spit as usual. So definitely appreciate those who tuned in earlier for the music. Definitely had some fun. Hammer, what's going on, baby? Oh, you went to go see that movie? Oh, yeah, you did say you was going to go see that movie. How was it? Title is clear as day. You know, gotta take a stand against that type of violence. I'm sorry, because no violence should be tolerated on either end. I don't care if you're a male or a female. No type of domestic abuse should be tolerated. Um, it's time to really start putting a stand on that. I mean, even out in public, sometimes you're gonna have to intervene on things because it becomes a little bit too much. And again, when you're sitting here having these type of disputes in the streets or having these type of disputes around people, you're giving some of these young folks the wrong type of ideas and notions. You know, hey, cruising, what's going on? Ryder, what's going on, my guy? Give me a minute, Tanya. Trying to get through what I got to get through right now. You know the routine already, though. Night Owl, what's going on? Chef, what's going on? Gamer Bro, what's going on? I see y'all in here popping in. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. I am going to definitely drop the link in a little bit. Um, and again, if anybody want to chime in on the topic, you're more than welcome. But this is something that needs to be fought on a grand scale. I'm sorry, because again, nobody should have to worry about any type of abuse, violence, anything. Even if it's verbal abuse, you shouldn't be tolerating that neither. That's both men and women. You got some men who will be out there tolerating enough out of these women's mouths without opening their mouths. Fellas, y'all gotta start getting back in tune with yourselves. If you ain't gonna let a man talk to you any type of way, what makes you think you should be letting that happen even when it is a woman? I'm sorry. You gotta have respect and love for yourself too. Can't be around somebody if they constantly putting you down, if they constantly making you feel like you're worthless. This is something that really needs to be understood on all grand scales, man. And I can say the same thing for you ladies too. Some of y'all gotta stop putting yourselves in these positions to where this could happen. Again, there's nothing wrong with following your gut instincts. Fellas, we already know we just gonna always be physically stronger than women. So we know off the rip we shouldn't go a certain route anyway. But then again, we gotta stop letting buttons be pushed too. But then again, you gotta really think about who you getting up with before time. Because again, if that person is giving you a clear and present warning that this probably ain't going to be it, you should follow that. Saying you follow that damn signal, follow it. It works. Tam, what's going on, baby? Definitely appreciate y'all for tuning in. And I'm gonna say that because again, it shouldn't be tolerated on no levels. I don't care if you're grown. I don't care if you're a youth. There's no way that any type of domestic violence should be accepted at all. Sorry, it shouldn't be. Supposed to be loving each other and not hating each other and not hurting each other. That's the most important thing we're supposed to remember. We got to have love for each other, and we got to be able to come together. And if we can't bring whatever we need to bring to the forefronts, then those ain't the type of relationships that need to be put. You know, some of y'all ladies, y'all like the rough man, but then guess what? If that rough man is known for beating up on women, I don't think you should be trying to go that route. And if somebody has given you clear warning more than once not to fuck with this person, they ain't saying that shit just because they hating or because they probably want to get with the person. They probably either already had interactions with them or they just probably had heard multiple stories about them. So you gotta be mindful of that. Dread, what's going on, you jive turkey? Happy Friday to everybody that pulled in. I don't know how long I'm gonna be on this, like I said, just something I felt I wanted to chime in on for the night. Did say y'all was getting the triple play. And if you missed the music, you just missed the music. It is what it is. See, that's the thing. Night Owl, I could be honest with you. Yeah, being single is cool to some degree, but then think about it. We can't stay single forever. You know, at some point you're gonna want to be with somebody, have a loving family, all of that. But you just gotta be mindful of who you setting in place with you to even do things with. Because again, prime example, you don't want to take a chance. You don't know this person well enough, but y'all get heavy and deep. Then you find out there's a double life going on or some shit like that. Or you come to find out, like how that lady found out, come to find out you done married somebody that been a pervert the whole time. So you got to be mindful of who, again, you're vetting to be around you, whether you have kids or not. And I was always taught it only take one time for you to raise your hand for you to get the message that it's time for you to go. See, I never really had to worry about that. I think it was because I really scared the shit out of people sometimes, and I'm on one. So, I never really had to worry about that. And the only time I thought I had to worry about that, I stopped that shit right then and there. So, and I ain't have to put my hands on you or do nothing. So, see, there's ways to get around that too, fellas. You know. Now, I feel like this, unless you necessarily have to defend yourself and raise your hands up, then you do what you got to do to protect your life. But if you know you ain't really got to even do it, don't do it. And again, y'all got to have a clear and common understanding that if you're coming together, y'all should be coming together to form a unity, have love and compassion, and just grow old together. That's supposed to be the goal, right? Like, I don't see how some people can say they love their significant other in the same token you hurting them in multiple ways. Again, some of you fellas say you love your lady, but in the same token, you're not supposed to be blacking her eye, leaving her for a hospital stay, and none of that. Shouldn't even be verbally abusing it neither. And it goes to show some people that some people just ain't really built for no type of relationship. And they ain't fully ready for one neither. Because if you ain't willing to change or make certain changes that can help you or benefit you in the long run, you're gonna always have that same problem. But again, you have to understand this and understand this with clarity. You could be in love with somebody, but if they doing you wrong, you gotta go. You can have a whole bunch of love for somebody, but if they doing you wrong, you have to go. If they doing you wrong physically, you gotta go. Because a lot of times this is how the cycle breaks. You know, if you get away, if you get away with some sort of peace of mind, the next time around that look out for the signs of danger. It's not hard to do that. Hey, Rachel, blessings. Happy Friday, sis. Oh, since you in the building, um, I need to know something, Rachel. When the next time you gonna be free? I want to do that part two to what we did the last time. Because that was definitely another good live too, you know. But I feel in no way, shape, or form should any type of violence be accepted. Not in the home anyway. And if you already got a family, I don't think it should be tolerated either. Because again, what does that say to your kids? What does that say to the people around you? You know, some of y'all gotta have the mindset to understand. Look, I cannot hurt the person that I'm with. I gotta try to keep them the best way possible. And my thing is, if you see some sort of narcissistic behavior, that's a clear red flag right there. You gotta be mindful for. You know. Oh damn! Oh damn, Rachel. Well, prayers that you get even more better. I understand. Got to be careful too. You know, I know a lot of people been under the weather lately. It's either because of the change in the weather or just people getting sick left and right, coming across the wrong people. But definitely want to make sure that you are in tune with your health. Definitely want to make sure that you straight. You know. Oh, okay. You going live? All right, no doubt. No doubt. I'll definitely be in for that one too. Um, One of these days we're gonna definitely have that part too, because it was definitely good having that good vibe and conversation, you know. But again, you do have to pay attention to all the warning signs, you know. Sometimes it might not present itself right then and there, but then again, when you see something that you know for a fact ain't normal, you gotta pay attention to it again. Overlook something or underlook something, and there goes the problem right there, you know. But we should be showing, and some of you fellas should be showing the way to the youngins anyway, as far as the young men. Y'all show these young men that that's not always the route to go, even when you're dealing with an unruly chick. You know, sometimes if you're dealing with an unruly chick or you messing around with one, you know at 9 out of 10 you're gonna have to cut them off. You know, and sometimes the unruly ones, and sometimes the most ratchet ones are the ones that'll set you up for the kill. So again, you older folks are gonna have to show some of these younger folks the right way to move around, especially when it comes to relationships. Because again, no type of domestic violence should be tolerated on either scale at all. You know. Oh no, no doubt, Rachel. You know I'll be in for that one. And if you're having a panel, I'll definitely be in there for that one. You know. If y'all haven't done so by now, y'all drop links and show each other some love. If y'all just tuning in, hit the like button. You know, but it's something to think about though. If you don't look at the red flags and see what's going on in front of you, trust me, you're gonna miss something major, and now you're gonna be in something major. And the one thing to remember, love doesn't cost you a broken arm, broken rib, busted lip, broken face, broken nose. Love doesn't cost you a hospital stay, and love definitely doesn't put you in the graveyard forever. There are some situations where people have failed to take warning on things and have lost their lives again. And that's on both scales, male and female. You know, you got to be mindful. Again, You were put here for a special purpose. And your purpose is supposed to keep the life cycle going and keep the balance of life going, period. Not being somebody's slave, not being somebody's punching bag, none of that. And see, some of y'all will not listen or take heed to this because you're probably one of those people that just don't want to listen to reason. But I can tell you this right now. Somebody with a clear head is telling you this right now. How much are you really willing to take? You know, how much are you really willing to take? Shouldn't take it at all. You know, but it's sad because you have some people that even when they're telling you something dead in your face and giving you real logic and real information, they'll still bypass what you said because they are more in tune with just being infatuated with that person. But sometimes infatuation will mess around and get you killed. Not being sure of who you're dealing with in particular, you're not watching the warning signs, guess what? You could be a casualty of war. And that's the type of war you don't want to lose. A war with your lover. But then again, that's not even a war. Shouldn't go that route. If you feel it's that crucial the way y'all can't be around each other on either end, then y'all need to leave each other alone. But see, the problem is you have some people who are too narcissistic and too abrasive and refuse to listen to reason. So again, some of you, and I can't even call y'all men if you beating up on the women. Some of you boys are gonna have to understand when you are with a real woman, you're supposed to be loving her to death, nigga. You're supposed to be making sure that she's happy on all cylinders. And again, love is not beating her up, making her feel sad or depressed, or alienating her from friends and family. And if you don't understand that, you honestly don't need to be in no type of relationship at all.
Hey there, Nate. How you doing?
What's going on, Tanya?
Yeah. My mom dealt with my father's mess over the years until she left and died at 28. So, no, she couldn't put up with my father's mess. Not at all. And I was a
And
little kid
nobody's
at the
supposed
time.
to.
You know, my grandfather never liked my pop. You know, but that was back in the 70s, and you know. But I just came up to say hi to you for a little bit. Just talking about that brings back memories of my mom, what she had to go through with my pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw John Wick 4, and it didn't disappoint, man.
I
It
kind of
didn't,
figured it wouldn't.
no, it didn't disappoint at all, man. It was like it started of a race, and it didn't stop.
Mhm.
It didn't stop. But yeah, my mom, when I was 9 years old, my mom dealt with my father's mess. I mean, he loved my mom, I guess, but my mom could have had somebody rich. We could
Mhm.
have had a lot of money, but she chose my father.
Mhm.
So my grandmother and my grandfather, because my grandfather was a reverend, and he expected her to be a reverend. Never happened. My aunt dropped out of Seton Hall College, and she got married, but that marriage didn't last long. So it so my mom left me and four kids to stay with my grandmother and grandfather because that's how I was raised with them. And when my mom died, so my father and my grandfather had it out there, Nate,
Crazy.
and he left. So, but it all sort of worked out in the end, though. When my grandfather died and my grandmother died, he was always afraid they would call the cops on his butt,
Mm,
you know. But my father helped me out when I really needed him, you know, through my marriage, through me getting kicked out of my apartment, through getting this apartment that I have now.
yeah.
So I had to make, and when he died last year, I really sort of had to make my amends with him, even though I sort of hated his guts. But he helped me out when things was bad for me. So,
And
so
that's the main thing. I think he
I
was
had to dig
mostly trying to
myself.
make up.
Yeah, I had to dig myself out of a really deep, deep hole I was in there, Nate. Had to bury my husband, fight my husband's family, and I went to Newark. Newark helped me a lot, and the workshop gave me a limo to come to and from the job, but they had to stop because it was too expensive. But I think, and my father paid for my furniture, which I have now. So, in some ways, I thank him, despite it all. Despite it all, despite taking a cigarette and burning my leg, you know, despite locking me in the fridge, you know. So I still carry that with me to this day, but you never forget it.
Yeah. You can
You
forgive, but don't forget. That's the main
I
lesson.
ain't, I ain't, I ain't forgot about it, Nate. I stayed in rat infested roach houses with my father, but he did take me to drive-ins and stuff like that. But my grandparents didn't want to have to deal with them. So, but I heard my father did leave out, did try to keep in contact with me, but he got arrested at my school one time, and when he tried to see me, the cops, my grandparents called the cops. He got arrested right there. As a little kid coming out of school. Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah, but this was the 70s and the 80s, and right now, things hasn't changed in relationships. That's why I try not to make the same mistake my mom did. And I married Jimmy. And I love Jimmy, but he had his issues too. So I'm going to try to find a man that doesn't have any so-called issues. But
Yeah.
for right now, I just had a good time at the movies. That's all. Yeah.
As you should,
Yeah,
especially on
it was it was about John Wick getting his uh the head table had put a bounty out on him. I mean, in the third John Wick movie, we saw him in the rain because he was excommunicado from the table, and the table put out like $14 million. Then they raised it up to like $40 million. You know,
Mm,
and the only way he could be free from the table is to have a duel with the guy at the table in Paris, and he's supposed to meet there at sunrise, dueling pistols, 30 paces, shooting fire.
yeah,
So he had to go up 100 and some steps to go there, but there was a lot of people out there waiting for him to start. Like the warriors. You see that woman? They make them they take a bounty out on the warriors. It was sort
yeah,
of like that, and everybody was getting them in the car. Guns were shooting fire out of there. Man, it was a war zone. They should could make a video game out of that. All the, all the, all the, in the nightclub clubs, and he was a one man army. John Wick was, man, so he could get his clutches out from the table because the table put him out for excommunicado. And yeah, but it's a good movie. It's a nice movie. So I don't know if there'll be a John Wick 5 the way they ended it. So we'll never know until maybe another director does it. But it didn't disappoint me at all. I give it a 9. I give it a 9.
not
All
bad,
the close,
not bad.
all the close, all the close quarter pound combats with the knives and guns and pistols. You know, He wore a Kevlar suit. You know, I liked Lawrence Fishburne's role in it. I always still see him as Morpheus, and I still see Keanu Reeves as Neo. You know, every time I see Lawrence Fishburne, I just think of him as Morpheus. But you know, but that's how I wanted to bring that up about my late mom, what she had to go through. She died at a young age of 28 years old in Sparta, South Carolina. I never forget the long trip we had to make to go down there for her funeral. It's still etched in my mind after all these years.
I can understand. Some things is always going to be embedded in your mind, but again, sometimes it gives you the lesson. It shows you that sometimes you're not going to be able to
Yeah,
you're not going to be able to dodge certain things in life. But then
yeah,
again, you can always find something negative and turn it into a positive.
yeah.
You
But
know,
people still like their Jerry Springer mess. But it was dark, right? It was a different kind
uh,
of dark that I saw. And guess what? The whole house lit up, man. I couldn't see the fan in front of my face. It stayed there for like 10, 15 minutes.
uh,
And my grandmother said, just stay in the bed. It just lit up. I never saw a bright light like that before in my life. I haven't talked about it to this day. It was a different kind of dark outside. It was really dark outside, but never the kind of dark I never saw before in my life. And then all of a sudden, the whole house lit up. It
that's
was pure
terrible.
white. It was pure white like this light bulb here,
Uh,
but it was whiter than that.
Terrible.
It didn't scare me. It did, because I didn't. It came out of nowhere, you know. And my grandmother said, "All stay in the bed," and it stayed there until it went away. And to this day, I still think about if it's going to come back again or not. But I still think about that to this day, dear Nate. I was in Plainfield at the time, and my grandfather had a parsonage next to the house. And that's when it just lit up. I couldn't see nothing, Nate. Nothing. It was like upstairs and downstairs. You know, I didn't go downstairs. I didn't know what would happen if I came downstairs, because I couldn't see anything. It was like the purest white you ever saw in your life.
It was a good thing you listened because some people don't learn. Some people don't listen and they end up getting themselves hurt too. But
Yeah, and that's what I learned from that light. Because after that, when they heard my mom died, I said that must have been from my mom, but I didn't realize it. I thought it was something else. But when I saw that light, I thought something was coming through the wall or something, but it just stayed pure white all the time. Like I said, it stayed there for like 10, 15 minutes. This was back in 1970 something, 75. I never saw anything like it, Nate.
it's
I didn't know
crazy.
what, I didn't know what it meant at the time, you know? I was 9 years old. And I see this big white light that I never saw in my freaking life.
Yeah.
And to this day, I don't talk about it as much, and I try to forget about it, but it still resonates to me to this day. You know, it was like it came out of nowhere, and it just lit up the whole house. And I just wondered to myself, what was that light for? Because nobody else's house was white like that. It was the only house on the block, you know. And I haven't told my classmates about that. I was in Plainfield, New Jersey at the time, and it was like I couldn't see the hand in front of my face, Nate. Honest to God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never experienced anything like that. I hope I don't have to experience that no more.
You won't because you have made it this far. So
Yeah,
sometimes you want to go through something in life. That don't mean it's going to happen every time in life.
no, it was just a once in a lifetime experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I said, I saw John Wick 4. I didn't get disappointed. I didn't like the prices. I wanted to get a hot dog. They didn't have any, and I had to
Yeah.
get a flatbread pizza and a soda, which cost me like $17. But if I had to get other stuff, it would cost me like $24.
Yeah, that's why I don't even pay to go to the movies like that because
Yeah.
everything done went up.
How much the soda was like $5. Luckily, I had some gift cards.
Yeah.
You know, but that to me that's ridiculous. I didn't eat no popcorn. I just had the pizza and the soda. That was it. No.
Hey, Hammer, let me ask you a question about
Yeah.
that. Like, you said
Yeah.
that happened. That happened when?
It happened back in the 70s when I was in Plainfield. I was 9 years
And
old.
something like that happened to me. I was sitting in my bedroom. I was talking. Me and my wife was dating, and it was dark. It was nighttime. She had just left my house,
Uh,
and this big
what?
light. It lit
Uh,
my whole backyard up. It lit my whole house up. But it
yeah.
didn't last. It lasted for probably about like a minute or two,
It
and then it
as
went away.
Yeah. Oh, you experienced that too. I thought I was alone on that issue there, man. When I couldn't see the head in front of my face. It was like the purest white I ever saw in my life.
It was like a big bright light, and like
Yeah.
everybody thought I was crazy. I'm like,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
but
yeah.
what
Oh God, oh God.
my
I thought I was crazy too. There, Nick. I was 9 years old. I thought I was seeing things, but
I was a grown
I
man,
saw
and
it downstairs. I saw the light downstairs. It was like the weirdest thing you ever. It came like out of the blue. You didn't expect it. Then my grandmother said, "Just stay in the bed." I couldn't see the hand in front of my face. It's like the purest, whitest light you ever saw in your life.
the only person that was in the house with me was my sister. And after the light
Yeah,
went out,
yeah.
she started
It was
screaming
me.
like, "What the hell did you do?"
Tanya,
She,
Tanya, let him finish what he was saying. Wait, my fault,
Okay.
yo.
oh
Go
no, you
ahead, bro.
good. But
Go ahead, bro. You good.
my sister was like, "What the hell?" She thought I had like a spotlight and was like, she was asleep and it woke her up, and she thought I came and put a spotlight on her. I'm like, no, I was upstairs, but it was a bright ass, and I to this day I still don't know what the hell that was, and it came from outside, bro. I'm telling you, that shit was fucking weird. I thought I was about to get abducted by aliens or some shit, bro. I promise you. I was grown when it happened. I wasn't no kid imagining this shit. I wasn't even high, bro. I was sitting in my room. My wife just left. And it was like this. At first, it looked like, but it was like in back of my house, like my room was in the back, and it was like a bright light. And I'm thinking like headlights, but I'm like, nah. And the light got brighter to the point where I couldn't see in front of me. But it didn't last that long. It lasted maybe a minute. And then when it went down, I heard my sister screaming, and I go downstairs. She was like, "What the hell did you do?" And I'm like, "I don't know what that light was." And we still this day we don't know what it was.
Um,
Damn.
it was just me, my sister, and my two
Uh,
brothers. We was all in the bed. It lit up my grandmother's room. It lit up my room. It lit up right downstairs. And to this day, I still don't understand what happened. I thought it was being done by aliens too, man. Because I couldn't see the head in front of my face. It was brighter than this light that you see me here. But it was pure white. You couldn't see nothing, nothing. And
yo,
it was
sis, what's
weird.
going on, bro?
It was the weirdest thing. What's your name?
The word.
The word? Yeah, the word. I haven't talked about. I thought it was an accident or something, but I looked outside. It was just still dark outside. You know. And to this day, my sister, I don't think she ever mentioned it again after that. It was like a once in a lifetime experience. I hope I never have to experience again. You know.
Yeah.
It, it like it came from out of the sky. That's what I thought it was. I thought I hit something. I didn't hit nothing. I thought it was an accident or one of those lights you see the planes around there. You see them. I no, it was the
Yeah.
purest white I ever saw in my life. The word. I thought I was alone on that, but I guess I'm not alone. I'm not alone on that. Thank you so much for mentioning that.
Because at first I thought my air conditioner or something blew up in the back of the house, but like I said, it didn't last that long. It didn't. It maybe lasted a minute, but it lit the whole house up. Whatever that light was, lit the whole house up. So yeah, yeah,
You got
I
a little
thought
bit of feedback.
me. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop down. I just when I heard her saying that, I just wanted to pop up real quick because I'm like, hold on, man, that shit sounds like some shit I went through. But I'm gonna drop back down. I'll be back up in a minute. Let me get the baby to sleep.
No
Yeah,
doubt, no doubt.
yeah,
Yeah, no doubt, word. I'll
yeah.
be here for a minute.
It's just a scary. It was a scary thing, Nate. I was afraid
Yeah,
that something was going to come up from on top of the roof or come through the ceiling. You know,
yeah,
I passed that house. It's sold. Somebody I don't know who's bought the house. The church people bought it, but I still see it upstairs in my old bedroom, and I still see that light. And I said I was wondering to myself, what was that light meant for? Because it didn't harm me. Luckily, it didn't harm me. It stayed there for like a minute or 2 minutes or maybe 3 minutes. But it felt like it stayed there for like a lifetime until it went away. And my grandmother never said anything about it. I don't think my grandfather wasn't there, or he was there. But to this day, I still think about where did that light come from? You know, it was like a once in a lifetime phenomenon that you had the witness to experience it. And
I
I
can
hope
say this though. I can
I
say
was
this though. Where you at with it?
mm,
Um, I did see something like that, but I wasn't too young, but I kind of knew what that white light was when I seen it. So, and it wasn't nothing bad neither. Like that's the one thing we can all agree on. It wasn't nothing bad. But see, with
yeah
me, it was I seen somebody that I knew for a fact I didn't. And you know what was crazy? It was the fact that I seen that person. Mine now, I'm thinking I'm tripping because I just literally left that person like an hour or two ago, and I'm like, nah, I just left them. And then I get bad news later about one of my mom's friends passing away. So you know,
yeah
I was like, I was kind of lost in the sauce, but I was like, yeah.
yeah
Sometimes that's just gonna be a spirit looking over you. So
yeah. Did you ever hear that say when somebody dies, a bird hits your door? That
I've
happened to
heard
me.
of for
I,
every
I,
I've
oh,
heard
I'm
for every
sorry.
death there's a no, you good. I've
Yeah.
heard for every death there's a new birth. So
Yeah, but when my grandmother died, I saw a bird hit the front door of my house in Middlesex, and we had to get a shovel to get it out. And it happened when my grandfather died, the same thing. So I'm just saying there's some weird things going on that I can't explain, but that white light, it was like it's like it lifted up the whole house. I feel like it lifted up the whole house, but it didn't do anything. It just stayed there until it went away. But I just hope I don't have to experience that no more. But I just like to say, you have a good night. But I'd say John Wick was worth the money, was worth it. Luckily, I had some gift cards. But I gotta say,
yeah.
the prices they sell at these movie theaters is ridiculous. $5 for a whole tub of soda,
Oh
and
yeah, expect that.
it feels
Yeah, you
like you
gotta
want to.
expect that.
It feels like you want to go sneak in, make your own popcorn, and bring in your own soda in the back so nobody don't check it, and you don't pay for it. You know.
Yeah.
Right now they're bringing bars in theaters now, but
Mhm.
luckily I had some gift cards. I have my DSP with me. She helps me. She paid her half of the tickets with the gift card that I had, and I bought something else with the other gift card that I had. But like I said, the prices that they sell at these movie theaters is absolutely ridiculous. It is.
Oh, it's gonna get worse. Trust
I
me, it's
know it
gonna get
is.
worse before it get better.
I know it's gonna get worse. I wish soda wasn't $5. I wish it like was $1 for a tub.
Yeah,
You gotta get some rewards for these theaters. But like I said, some of the movies that they're putting out now that
yeah.
they saw like there's one movie called The Boogeyman. There's one called the Sisu. I wanna
Uh
see
huh.
that movie, Sisu. It's about this guy in Finland, and back
Mm-hmm.
in 1944 he finds a whole gold, but the nearest bank
Yeah.
is 5,600 and some miles away. He packs up all
Mhm.
the gold and he runs into a bunch of Nazis. They take his gold, but they mess with the wrong miner. He's the one who lost his family in the war. So right now he's destroying every Nazi that's on the planet.
Yeah,
So
I gotta
if it
definitely
doesn't,
check that.
yeah, yeah, it's called Sisu.
Okay.
He-
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
he's
look
just,
out.
yeah. I saw the trailer for it. Watch the trailer. He's destroyed every. It says most fun when you see Nazis gets destroyed.
Okay.
It's from the mindset of John Wick Studio, man. Yeah, and he has this goat, right? And the Nazi says, "Get down," and he takes a knife and punches it right through his freaking skull, the Nazi skull. Bam! So he's killing Nazis one by one, man. On the plane, he said this one these ladies is in the truck of the car, or the back of
Yeah.
the Jeep of the Nazis, and right now these Nazis is paying for it good.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, that's one. That's called Sisu. It's in Finland. So,
Okay.
there's like some Indian movies that I never heard of. Indian Stars is an Indian movie that's coming out on there, but everybody's waiting on uh, The Little Mermaid, or I'm not interested in it. I want to see Sisu. That's all I want to see. Sisu.
I hear
Yeah,
you.
but like I said, I think John Wick's about played out. I think they're not going to bring Keanu Reeves back as John Wick unless there's, other movies that's coming out now. But it's either that or Oppenheimer. I'm not really interested in Oppenheimer. The guy who made the uh the atomic bomb that landed on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. You know,
Hmm.
I think we're still not. You know what? The one thing Oppenheimer said that's true. We can't be responsible for these kind of weapons at all. We shouldn't even be having these nuclear weapons at all. We couldn't be trusted with the hydrogen bomb, but they said we had no choice in dropping it on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, so Japan wasn't allowed to make war. But I say there should have been a much easier way than to drop a whole bunch of atomic energy on a bunch of whole people, have them evaporated, and they had all sorts of blisters and all sorts of problems after that. That man, a little boy. So, um, but I heard Oppenheimer did after in the interviews that he regretted making the bomb because we can't be responsible for such weapons like power. I think we can't handle power. Well, there's a certain kind of power you shouldn't mess with, you know? Because if you have that kind of power, what would you do with it? Would you use it for good, evil, or for your own intentions? That's why I feel like we have people with a certain kind of with a certain relic shouldn't be used for their own purposes, like power in your hands. If you had all that power in your hands, what would you use it for? Good, evil, or for your own intentions? And that's how I feel about it. Hmm.
Yeah. Shout outs to everybody that just popped in. Didi, Butter Roll, Black Rain, Frankie, what's going on, baby? See y'all in here. Dan, what's going on? I see y'all in here. I ain't forget y'all.
Yeah, I say all y'all in the chat, y'all is peaches too. But I'm gonna let y'all go, and you have a good day, night. Enjoy and have a blessed morning there, Nate.
You too, Tanya. Have a good one.
Mm,
Anytime the panel open, you're more than welcome.
yeah, I was. You know what? Somebody always said from Stanley Spider Man, with great power comes with great responsibility, and I don't think we have that kind of responsibility.
The people
I don't think
do, but it's
people
right now
do.
the wrong people are being responsible. That's it.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's why I don't want people that kind of have that kind of power. Would you use it for your own selfish purposes or for good? But most of the time, people use it for their own selfish purposes, and that's a sad thing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Okay. I'll see you later, there, Nate.
No doubt, Tanya. Have a good one.
You too.
Shout outs to Hammer Nation. Shout outs to the word. If y'all just tuned in, like I said, hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, we just had a multitude of topics going on just now. But I'm still stuck on the main one that we really need to fight. And again, to you men and women out there, especially you youngins, domestic violence is not the way to go. Because again, in certain states, they ain't having it. It don't matter who started it or who initiated what. You're both going to jail if you start fighting. And who the fuck want to really be sitting in the county jail or sitting up waiting for a judge to decide what's going to happen? You know? Didi, what's going on, baby? You know, but it's the truth. Who really wants to go through that? And again, us males know that we are physically dominant. So it should be no reason to even really be putting our hands up, period, unless we really have to defend ourselves again. Other than that, you know, it's best to walk away. You see, some of y'all women too, you have to walk away too. The minute you have any type of violence happen during a relationship, it only take that one time for you to wake up and say, you know what, I can't do this. Because if you allowed it to happen once, it'll continuously happen. And again, love doesn't cost you a black eye, bruised rib, or none of that. You know, I think that's the worst form of quote unquote trying to say you love somebody is if you physically abusing them or even verbally abusing them. Again, that's no form of love. That's disrespect and hate. And that really needs to start being eliminated at some point. You know, some of y'all fellas gonna have to start teaching these youngins and some of these youth. And even and you can't teach the elders much, but the youth and the youngins, you gotta teach them that that's not the way to treat your significant other. You know, again, the village got to start coming together for the males and start showing them what real men do. Same thing with the ladies. Y'all got to get the young ladies up, start encouraging them to do better. You know. No, I know that, Rachel. That's why I'm saying it's a two-way street. Because I've seen some men never get violent, but they women just love to pick and fight. Like I'm just like, man, I'm not going through that. The minute I feel I gotta even get violent with you, or you even got violent with me, I'm walking out that door for the sake of both of us, because I already know what I'm gonna do, and I ain't gonna have no remorse for it. Especially, I'm only going by the old rules and regulations that mama instilled in me. You never let nobody put their hands on you. I don't care who it is. And if you gotta walk away, just walk away. Best thing to do. But that should be on either end. Again, you gotta follow body language too. Y'all females gotta follow that too. But dude looking too unsettled, like he about to do something, or he just giving you that stare, 9 out of 10, you either done triggered him the wrong way, or he might just try to attack. Vice versa, some of you fellas should follow certain logics too, because it can happen the same way. But again, you gotta watch who you getting with, because I done seen some people who thought they was happy, they being themselves, and then the person that they with don't like the fact that they being themselves and everybody is, you know, clinging to them. Like you can't get mad when people are just good with people. You know, if you're not a people person, then that's something wrong with you. You need to fix that. Not everybody has an agenda. And I feel I shouldn't have to be somebody else while I'm around my people. Sorry, I'm just not going to do that. That's anybody that's a common thing that should be noted. You shouldn't have to sacrifice your own well-being for love. That part I believe, you know. See, topics like this sometimes is going to be difficult because, you know, you have some people who have already been through it, which I can understand, you know. And it's not easy to deal with it, not easy to talk about it. But again, you gotta think about those people who could be possibly in those type of situations. They gonna always need the best outcomes. You know, we definitely gotta teach them and show them the right ways. Because if I was supposed to be loving my queen, I shouldn't be making her feel down. The same way my queen shouldn't make me feel like I'm worthless. And if we can't get on those accords, then we honestly don't need to be with each other. We need to find the people who we are meant to be with and just keep it pushing from there. You know? And I've seen some people mess up their own well-being just because of their mouths or just because the attitudes or just because of the poor decision making. And you're always supposed to be calculated with your decisions in life, especially in a relationship. Gotta be. Let me see. Is this Brother Raccoon? Yes, it is. Brother Raccoon.
Okay,
Brother
you still
Rangoon.
here?
What's going on, man?
Is my audio
Yeah.
still messed up? It's still messed up?
Nah, you good. Nah, it
Oh,
sounded
okay.
like, because I ain't know what happened. Because earlier you was talking good, and then when you went back to talking again, I said, what the hell? So you got a feedback. I thought you went outside or something, bro. It sounded
No,
like it was popping for me.
I'm not. But yeah, this topic is, it's touchy because, like you said, a lot of times when people going through it, they don't know how to talk about it. They don't know how to get help. They're afraid,
Mm.
But at the same time, I done seen, it start off as verbal, get the physical, and then people lose their lives. So um, I appreciate you talking about it. Uh, even, like Rachel said, even men, y'all, you might not be getting beat, but the verbal abuse, that shit real too, you know.
Yeah, because I
Even as
could force
men,
you to do something.
you see what I'm saying? Because
Right.
I've been in relationships where women just tried me, bro, and I thought it was normal because you know what I'm saying. Like this is just the dynamics between men and women, but it's not. It's not supposed to be like that. If you with somebody, they supposed to love you. If I used to be one of those people, is the thin line between love and hate. That's the most bullshit ever, bro. Is a thin line between love and lust. I mean, from hate and lust. When you love someone, you don't hurt them. You just don't hurt them. Um,
Fact.
so even men, man, we can't be putting our hands on females, but women, you can't just talk to men any type of way. If you feel yourself in a relationship and them dynamics is like that, get out of it. You deserve better. Um, but you gotta be strong enough to leave too.
Facts. You know, nobody holds you back in life. That's just like a saying, nobody holds you back but yourself. So, you know,
Mhm.
if you want to sit there and allow that type of situation to keep continuing, it's only going to get worse. And I always speak about these type of subjects because, again, like I said, I always think about my mom's best friend, Denise, man. May she rest in peace. Because that was a beautiful woman and a beautiful soul inside and out. And every time I think about her dying because of her injuries, that shit pisses me off because I honestly wish, even as a kid, I wish I'd have been able to be on some Punisher. Think of my damn self. Like, how could you fucking hurt something that beautiful? How could you hurt something beautiful inside and out? Damn near her last if she had it. She died from all her injuries, man. Like, she had just recently came back, and then the nigga came back and just it's almost like he finished the fucking job off. But she managed to fight him off that day. But then when she went to go lay down, that was the last time she was. That was last time she was breathing. You know, just think about it. You're not really supposed to be laying down if you kind of concussed anyway. But you gotta look at it. You tired. You want to try to relax, and then you just had this situation. Like, you know, shit like that is always going to be on the because we've seen situations like this happen time and time again. You know, and I always felt like this. That's not something that should be accepted on either end. Just like I lost one of my peoples too, like that, and he wasn't. And I wasn't expecting that shit either, but got done off by a girl on some jealous shit. That's why I said, you know, you got to be mindful on either end.
Yeah, I mean, if you in a relationship with somebody and violence is part of that relationship, you're in the wrong relationship. Any type of violence. I mean, um, especially like I said. it's not just for the men. I mean, for the women, for the men too. But uh, I'm gonna speak, for the women. I want to speak to the women. You know, like I said, I know females who been through it, and it's hard to talk about. And sometimes you might feel like you had nowhere to go, or can't nobody protect you, but you got to get away because you not only putting yourself in danger, you putting your loved ones in danger too. Because it was an incident where a friend of mine, she was in domestic violence, and when she called me, I went to go get her. And if I ain't gonna lie, if I wasn't her, I probably would have shot dude in the face, But I didn't know she was going through it for
Yeah.
months and months. And then when I see her, her clothes ripped off, and it tweaked something in my head. But she kept putting herself in that condition, that situation. You got to get away. Anytime a man hits you, it's over with. Ain't no mistake. Ain't no I'm sorry. None of that. Because when you take a man back after he hits you, you giving him, in my opinion, I'm not saying this is fact, but anytime a man puts his hands on you and you take him back and go back, you giving him permission to do it again. Ain't no man supposed to hit no woman, especially if y'all having an argument, words or nothing like that. Ain't supposed to put their hands on
Big
you. The
facts.
first time, one and done. That's the rule. It has to be the rule. One and done. Don't tolerate that shit because it ain't gonna do nothing. It might start with a push, then a slap, and then a punch, and then a full out beating. It's only gonna escalate. It ain't gonna get better. So, especially if the person got a history of violence, leave. But
Oh, it
that
was
that
feedback again.
feedback again. Let me try to. What about now? Still the feedback?
Yeah, it's still popping. I don't know why I keep doing that. It's like you be good and then that shit start doing that. What the hell wrong with your mic, man?
Man,
Papa
this
Will,
ain't
what's
my
going on?
AirPod. This is third party earbud. So
Yeah, yeah, but
Now he dropped off. Well, y'all still got feedback, y'all. Since Nate gone, we about to have the word show. No, I'm just joking. But y'all still hear feedback? Man, go. I mean, that's true at times, Rich. It's true at times. But like I said, sometimes it can lead up, and then sometimes it can just be one and done. Anytime violence is in a relationship, that relationship is over. Papa Will, what up?
yeah, it did it to me again, y'all.
Kick you out.
Yeah, it goes in and out. My bad, yo. That shit just try to kick me out again. Stream yard, I'm about to cut your asses, man. Wait, let me put this up for fair use. Let me put this up for fair use. I forgot. When I choose violence, I gotta put this up for fair use. How you keep kicking me out my own shit, man? I think we gonna fight. Nah, but you're right though. I'm gonna be honest with you though. When you allow somebody to, when you go back to certain things of that nature, you're giving them the power basically. And in all actuality, once you feel like your power has been taken, you're supposed to take it back. You know, you are supposed to be in tune with your spirit anyway. And if your spirit ain't settled with somebody like that, then you got to keep it pushing. There's nothing wrong with that. But see, this is the problem sometimes. Sometimes people, they pride, again, that could be a bad thing. You're more focused on not being alone. Sometimes you need to be alone, especially if you've already been through something traumatic. You need that time to heal mentally and spiritually, and then you ready to go move on, do what you do. Marlene, what's going on, baby? See
No,
y'all in here. Yeah, your mic going in and out, bro. Your mic tripping.
now it's going in. I just took it off mute. I'm still going in and out. I ain't even got the earphone in though.
Damn, son. What did you do today, son? Did you drop your phone in water or thing one got you?
Oh man, she did something crazy.
Yeah,
The back of my back, like nah. But let me try to get on the laptop, bro. I'll jump on the laptop. I'll pop back in.
all right, no doubt.
All right, bro.
Yeah, definitely appreciate y'all for tuning in. You know, like I said, these type of topics I'm gonna definitely be touching on sometimes because it needs to be touched on. Because we got too many people who we are losing, and some of it we are losing due to domestic violence, which should never be going on in the first place. You know, again, love is supposed to be selfless. You love somebody, you're not supposed to be having no type of ill will towards them, or you're not supposed to be thinking on a violent level towards them. It shouldn't be tolerated anyway. And again, I say this on both ends. You know, if you got to get away, get away. Because when you don't listen to yourself, you don't listen to your good reason, you're going to find out the hard way. And the hard way shouldn't be learned. Sorry. I honestly feel use your better judgment. It'll save you a lot. You know, there's some things that are never going to be tolerated, period. It's time for you, young men and women, especially if you might be in those type of situations or nearing those situations, to really start waking up and realizing your true potential and your true worth and go somewhere where it's convenient for you. Don't necessarily have to settle for less again. And that part right there, we're not doormats. Not supposed to be. Like I said, we are here for a purpose. Whether we here for, whether we here for multiple seasons or just for a small season, we are not here to be anybody's punching bags, walking mats, none of that. No, but you really want to see a little bit better. And that's one thing that's really going to be touched on until, the right collectives get together. Because again, I feel that some of you men or ones who claim to be men got to show these young boys the way too. Because again, they shouldn't be tolerating it and they shouldn't be a part of it, period. Neither should the women. We all beautiful people and we need to stay that way. You know. And that's what's going on. See you in here. See you out here. Like I said, I was just holding this down for a little bit. Definitely want to touch up on that because this could be a part two of that tomorrow night. Definitely. You know. This is my thing. You should never tolerate that either. Whether you married or whether you dating, period. It's just some things you just don't do and you don't tolerate. And tolerating any type of verbal or physical abuse, that ain't one of them. Because again, you are here for a greater purpose. Whether you know what your purpose is or not, doesn't matter. You are here for a greater purpose. And you should want to be with somebody that you want to love, care, grow old with, or at least build with. And it's sad because you don't want to put yourselves in these situations again because you have some people that don't know when to quit. Sorry to say it. You know, and the minute you go back to them or give them one chance, again, that could be a fatal situation. It could be. But you have some people that will not leave you alone even after you made it clear that you don't want to be bothered. That's when you need to be knowing your defense moves and everything else in particular too. Yes. Again, you have to take your power back at all costs. You know, there's something that can't be overlooked nor underlooked neither. Again, and some of you fellas, some of you ladies too, are gonna have to learn that too. If you've been in a situation where it was almost dire, you're gonna have to be on point because you never know. You know, these type of topics are going to be talked about. You might not hear too many men talking about it or touching up on it, but I'm one of them. So, and again, you know, when you go back to that logic, that's the common problem that we have: not listening to our spirit, and not listening to the people that really have our best interests at heart. Again, you're gonna have to be in tune with yourself. You are definitely worth more than what you think. Doesn't matter how the world might perceive things. Doesn't matter how you think the world is working. You are here for a greater purpose. And it's not to just suffer in misery. Not supposed to. Supposed to live life to the fullest, have love, respect for each other, and also make sure that you loving each other and not fighting each other. And possibly not killing each other. It ain't worth it. I just felt that I really need to get out there tonight too, because again, we need to take a stand on that. Too many young men and women losing their lives too behind that. And that's a teaching in life that should never be taught anyway. Fighting each other is a no-no, man. I'm from that era. You know, see that part right there too. I want everybody to know that too. It does start with yourself too. If you don't have love for yourself, nobody else will, and you will continue and allow people to walk all over you. You got to have a certain pride and love for yourself, and you got to know again that you are worth more than what you think. If you don't know your worth, you don't know jack in life. Sorry to say it like that. You know, again, you know, you put in, like Word said, and like everybody else is thinking, you put in not just yourself in danger, but the people that love you in danger. Because some people are really ready and able to crash out, especially if it's for their family, because that's how they give it up. Because no real man should ever have to put their hands on a woman. And then some women need to stop provoking and poking buttons too. Because I've seen things happen in accordance to, you know, going to have some men that just not going to tolerate certain things, period. And vice versa. You're going to have some women that just ain't going to tolerate shit. So again, we got to have a common knowledge of each other. And if we get in that crucial, then we might as well just move it on forward. That's it. Brother Noomski. Brother Noomski, you're on mute.
Yeah, my bad, bro. I had to close out the YouTube app on my laptop. But yeah, that was and it do come down to that too. You have to understand your own value too. Because if you don't love yourself, you'll allow people to abuse you. And I believe people are supposed to be used. I don't believe people are supposed to be abused. But if you don't love yourself, you allow yourself to be put in those situations. and you will take it to the point where you can't take it no more, and that might be the end of you. Now, everybody's life has value. Sometimes people don't see it in themselves, but you got to. We got to encourage people to love themselves more. That's why I do a lot of the content I do, because I was one of them people who didn't see the value in my own self because it was people around me. It was like my mom, it was always people around me cheering me on, but um, sometimes that when you got that one person, and for me that was my stepdad, um, who constantly putting you down. A lot of them other people, that noise kind of drown them out. Um, but everybody got value, man. You just gotta love yourself. Love yourself enough to not allow people to abuse you, to take advantage of you, and especially not to beat on you. I
Facts.
just don't. I don't like when people mess with people who can't defend themselves. I don't. That it does something to me, bro. When people, that's why, like, when I see men abuse women, when people abuse kids, when people mess with, mentally handicapped people,
Yeah.
that do something to me, bro. That really do something to me, and it's
Nah, you
messed
already
up.
know.
There's a lot of it in the world, even on this app, man. A lot of the people on here, you don't know if they got some type of mental disability or some mental illness. And a lot of the stuff going on here um, is just evil people in this world, you know. And
Yeah, that's the sad part about it.
I'm sorry, go ahead, bro.
Nah, I said that's the sad part about it. That's why you gotta try to still, have that notion to know what's right, what's wrong, what feels good, what don't feel good. Don't put yourself in something that you know for a fact you ain't gonna be able to get up out of.
Yeah, and it's people on this app, who been, cyber, and I think I may do a show on that. But it's people on this app, you know, um, you can tell, like, in real life, they don't really have no one to go to, or paying them attention or spending time with them. So they come on here and they see groups of people and they just want to be part of the group, but they don't comprehend things on a level that most people do. You can tell that, and then they integrate, and participate in things and don't know what they're getting themselves into, and people take advantage of that. They make them content, and that shit just ain't right, bro.
Facts. Yeah, but that's why you gotta be, even when you are just coming on here, if you on that type of notion, you gotta know what feels right and don't feel right. I mean, and honestly, that's just in life, period. You gotta know what feels right and don't feel right. And sometimes you might think you in the right spot, but then if you ain't paying attention to certain things, that's when things can go left. You gotta be observant. Like even if you in the spot and you ain't knowing it's one of the roughest spots, you can still manage to go out have a good time. You just gotta be aware of the surroundings. And if shit look like it's about to be a shootout, run, nigga, run. Exactly, DD. Gotta be cautious.
Hey, that's like when I see black people run, bro. I don't even ask. I just go. Like, they running for a reason, bro. I go.
Yeah, that's just the Lord. That's the Lord nation right there. Like, all right, nigga, I ain't with. I'll find out later what happened, nigga. Fuck that.
Right, let's get the fuck out of here. We'll talk about it later. Let's just go. But see, I'm so goofy, bro. I probably do that shit just to fuck with people.
Gotta hit him with the Ghostface and Jada Kiss. Run, cops got guns. Like, motherfuckers. Like, nah, but you gotta be mindful of that though, because again, like I said, I've been traveling around to some degree. And even in the spots that I feel like it's kind of rough, I'm tough. You know me, nigga.
Yeah. And see,
I'm a whole
that's
different
when.
breed of retarded, nigga. So I'm a whole breed, nigga. So
And see, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I can go anywhere. I feel comfortable anywhere. It's just I know how to move. I mean, sometimes you don't participate, you just watch, you spectate. And sometimes you can, you know, you in this chat, you in my chat, you can participate all day. You know, I don't turn people into content.
Yeah.
Unless we talking about, you know, an issue. And then even then, I don't usually want people to get too personal because I can't help who clip a video, you know. So even then I try to not, but that's why we got the Discord too. So if we need to have those talks, you know, that option is available, you know, but ultimately, anybody doing anything, even on this app, once you see somebody taking advantage of you, just leave, man, and stop dealing with it, you know. Um, and verbal abuse is real too. You know, you don't have to take that. You don't have to take somebody constantly putting you down. That person don't have your best interest. So it ain't just physical because verbal abuse that can hurt you mentally too, just like the physical abuse. Um, so that's another thing, verbal abuse too. Hold on, I gotta go get the baby. She done woke up.
Facts. My bad. Fucking fire truck, man. You niggas should have been zoomed down the block. Tired of y'all niggas. I'm about to really play GTA. My bad. Fuck, man. But I heard everything you said, bro. I just had to mute the mic. Damn fire truck. Where the hell y'all niggas is going? Oh shit. Don't let another one be coming. Won't mess up the whole damn audio and shit. My bad, y'all. New York City life, gotta get used to it anyway. Well, I've been used to it, but lately, shit been getting annoying, bro. But in general, though, it's the truth, though. You know, nobody wants to tolerate certain things, especially on here. See, me, I'm cool as they come until you mess with me, and then I have to bust your scalp piece open. And then I still be having fun like it's nothing happening. So, you know, that's just me. I'm different. Sunshine, what's going on?
Sunshine, what's up, though? Little mama want to say something. Go ahead and tell him. You all tell him you was throwing up on daddy because of him. Go ahead and tell him mission accomplished. And she
I ain't do
laughing.
nothing. I keep telling you, I did nothing. I've been relinquished my psyche powers days ago, bro. That's your fault. You probably
Right.
just burped her too soon.
Is that true? She said, "No, it ain't true, bro." She said she's still getting down. She said Uncle Nate said vomit. Now, is that what he said? Yep. Okay.
I ain't say nothing. See, stop trying to blame me for your shenanigans. I did nothing.
But yeah,
No, but these
love.
type of topics gonna happen though, always, because you know it does bring awareness regardless to what, and it does bring some sort of spark and change. Because I feel along the lines you are going to meet people who definitely are on the same accordance when it comes to that. So, oh shoot, baby word, baby two, baby. Throwing up on Pappy, baby.
You gonna talk now, mama? Yeah,
All
but
the babies.
definitely. I'm sorry.
So all the babies been talking to me lately, man. Let me find out
Nate the
I'm
Great.
becoming a sensation. What's going on, baby?
Nate the Great, the baby whisperer. But yeah, these topics need to happen because it's somebody that's either listening live or will listen to the playback who think they don't have, you know, the options or the strength. Is always option. Sometimes you just got to Google, you know. You might feel like, you know, if you leave, you have nowhere to go. And like you said, you got to let that pride go. You might have to go stay in a shelter for a couple of days. There's programs to help women get back on their feet with assistance. I done looked up a couple of them. So it is options. You just got to look sometimes. And sometimes just, you know, open your mouth and ask. You know, if you can't find it, it's people, you know, who know about it. But you'll never know if you don't ask. And never be afraid to ask for help. I mean, especially in a situation where you can lose your life. You gotta speak up, you know, because that's one thing you ain't gonna get back. You know, you ain't gonna get your life back.
Big facts. A closed mouth don't get fed, baby. I keep telling people that shit. And that's on all aspects in life. A closed mouth ain't gonna get you fed, man. I hear you, baby word, but don't throw up on Pappy no more, man.
And she just did.
Damn it.
Oh,
Oh, damn, son. I ain't...
yeah, let me jump down, bro. She got it. She was on my shoulder and got it all in her nose and everything.
Oh, man. Shoot.
Yeah.
Nah, I appreciate you, though, for popping up, though, bro.
Oh, for sure. You know, I'm always going to pop up, especially when we having subjects like this, because they need to be talked about. They need to be heard, you know. And the more people we got talking, the more tools and resources we can give people. So I'm honored you even had me come up. Appreciate you, bro.
You already know, bro. Man, listen, all the good people that been rocking, you already know when the panel open is open.
I'm back in the chat. If you still on when the wife come home, I'll jump back up.
Yeah, I probably ain't gonna be too long. I think Tanya live with the music, so I need to go shake my sneakers.
Yeah, and then I think Tay going on after that, so I probably won't go on tonight. I'll probably just go hang out with Tay and jump on her panel and stalk her.
You know me, so I'm enjoying this Friday night off. So you already know I'm gonna be running around here like a 2-cent hoe. Like,
All right, bro. She getting wild.
no doubt, bro. Shout outs to the word. Yeah, like I said, definitely just wanted to chime in on that. And we could definitely have this conversation again because again, you want to bring that awareness into full effect. That it shouldn't be tolerated on either aspect. And again, a closed mouth don't get fed. If you're going through some sort of abuse, you need to get away and try to get help. It doesn't matter who you're trying to get help from, but get some help. You know, you don't want to have a situation where there could be your last situation, period. You know, but I definitely feel like we're going to have this topic again, and it could happen tomorrow night. Who knows? Because I got to work tomorrow night. So this could happen again tomorrow night on some good early time, give or take, probably set a reminder early. But I do appreciate everybody who was tuned in for the conversation. We are about to start going, and yeah, we're having another little friendly raid. I know Tanya Renee is live right now. I don't know if James is still in the chat, but if you could drop the link to our chat, definitely gonna go show the home girl some love, baby. It's a good Friday, you know. We'll definitely continue this topic tomorrow, you know. Y'all was new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to the replay game. Shout out to the Shadow Watchers rocking with your boy. You already know. For those who was in attendance, y'all already know love is love, and it'll be reciprocated as such. I don't know how to be fake. All I can do is give you real. That's what I'm gonna do is give you real topics and real spill. So we're gonna definitely show Tanya some love, you know. This was definitely a good talk, you know. I'll see y'all in there. See you in there with my dance sneakers on. Don't worry. Y'all stay safe. Enjoy your evenings, especially enjoy y'all weekends. Keep that third eye open. And until the next live, we out of here. Peace and blessings.